today's cup of coffee, I had found an interesting something that has quite a bit of irony in it. But I'm still continuing to hate on this one book. Let's see if I can get it in focus here. The Extraterrestrial Species Almanac. I don't know if they can see that or not. Anyhow, it's not really worth seeing. And it's really not worth buying. The skeptics of this book from Amazon, they were correct. And a lot of this stuff, I think he's just pulling some of this stuff out of his ass. I really do.
Very likely could be.
I know
especially from what you said earlier about it.
Yeah, I mean, he's got some things that are out of movies that he didn't specifically label that these creatures were out of movies. If somebody is serious about trying to research different, possible extraterrestrial species, they don't need that.
No, they don't. Like, seriously, if it's from a movie and there's no other documentation about it, then it's not real.
Right. I'm surprised that he didn't have, like, what was that one thing? Jar Jar, whatever it was, out of Star Wars.
Jar Jar Binks.
And Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them are that bizarre. And seriously, like this one, the bat, bowels. Let's see if I can let you see that. I don't know if you can see that or not. Probably not. I wanted them to see the spelling because we have no idea how to pronounce that.
There you go.
Which looks like a version of a demonic something.
It does. It looks like a demon.
And that it's supposedly, their belief system, dark, sadistic, and demonic. They only serve themselves. That could be very much any politician across the world.
Yeah.
Cosmic agenda, enslavers of anger, contempt, distraction, depression, despair, envy, grief, jealousy, pain, pensiveness, suicidal urges, and suffering. They want to destroy as many starseed souls as they can. Again, politicians. Maybe these are real.
Yeah, they're just politicians. That's what you said.
Well, yeah, but that's just further confirmed. Cats at tripods. And then this other one, which is the Jowlin. He didn't want in. He just wanted to aggravate. He succeeded. Jowlin. I can't get that. That one is nowhere. I mean, I know that Google search is not that extensive, but there was nothing except for people who had occasionally, cited this guy. Why? Why would you ever cite this book as any kind of a reference for anything? The other thing that came up on that Jowlin was Jolin, which was about people bleaching their eyebrows.
And that's a look now.
Maybe
and some people can actually pull it off really well, seriously. Because bleached eyebrows is better than no eyebrows.
I have thyroid issues. I'm going through a sort of kind of have eyebrows phase.
Yeah.
As opposed to before. And everybody's like, why do you do that? I don't.
You just need to pencil them in a little bit. That's all.
Oh, the interesting thing
at least it still has enough pigment that you can see that it has that you have eyebrows.
Right. Well, and it's like the people that take the Sharpie and draw them on there. Yeah. Let's don't do that.
Yeah. Don't look like that's a prison.
Yeah, that is. That is. Well, you can't have eyebrows tattooed.
Yeah, it's called microblading.
Yeah.
And guess what? It looks good.
Does it look good? I've never looked at that. But anyhow, so dude is just, he be full of shit.
This is just plain as that. Is he full of shit?
Why mince around mince words or beat around the bush about it? Don't buy this, it's crap.
Yeah.
So, but as I was doing research on things, there was someone that I heard It's been a considerable amount of time ago, and don't you hate it? And this shows us how overwhelmed we all are with information
Uh-huh.
through the internet. But someone, it appeared that he was in the South somewhere, and he had seen these beings come out of a cave or some kind of, it may have been a mine or something. And the main thing that I remember him saying was that they had almost like a trunk, like an elephant's trunk.
Uh-huh. That's odd. I have never seen that being before. I really haven't. And I
Well,
haven't heard of it before.
I researched in there for about an hour and could not find it. And I don't know if that is what we saw. The documentary, mockumentary, we don't know what it was.
No.
But seems like this guy had appeared on Art Bell at one point, and it's not like all those were, you know, validated sources. But for the most part, you know, still not sure about the alien in the freezer. But for the most part, the people that he had on there were fairly credible.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's good.
Oh yeah.
That they're fairly credible. You need that.
Now his call-in people, you know, but the alien in the freezer was actually very compelling.
It sounds interesting. It really does.
It's, yeah. If you have never, I will link that about Art Bells. If I can find it, I will link that in the description box so you can listen for yourself and let me know what you think.
Have your own data.
Have your own data. Absolutely. Research for yourself on a lot of this stuff. But what I did find, and the irony will be clear to you, this actually came from the Chicago Reader and was posted Wednesday, August the 9th of 2017. And it was posted by Amy Levitt. And the title was, "There's been a record number of flying humanoid sightings over Chicago this year."
Interesting.
And so I'm just going to read through here again. I will post the full, the link to this article and give Miss Levitt the credit that she very much deserves. All right. It said as of the second week of August in 2017 that there had been 29 sightings of flying humanoids in Chicago. Well, that sounds like a high number to me.
I mean, it is.
And she had said mostly that they had been observed hovering in the air, but one took a dramatic leap off of the Sears Tower, and two more performed aerial maneuvers above the Alder Planetarium. And a witness had said that they flew figure eights around each other, and it looked like they were dancing in a strange sort of way. It was actually quite beautiful considering how freaking strange it was. And one of the sightings was reported by a police officer and confirmed by a self-describing aspiring journalist, both of whom saw a tall, thin figure jump off an apartment building in Auburn, Gresham, and fly away.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's fucking
So
weird.
either they smoking the same thing or something.
They smoking stuff, alright.
Lon Strickler, who has been investigating flying humanoids since the late 1970s, has been keeping records of the current rash of sightings on his website, Phantoms and Monsters. And if that website still exists, I will go ahead and post that also. And he says he had never heard of so many reports from one place in such a short period of time. He said most of the flying humanoids have been spotted around Lake Michigan, and that there was a lot of weird stuff that appears around Lake Michigan, like unidentified flying crafts and orbs. And they think that maybe the lake is some sort of portal, but Strickler was unsure of that. Strickler also thinks that there have been 3 separate humanoids flying around Chicago. The earlier sightings were of a tall feathered being with wings and glowing red eyes. The second wave was possibly Lacuzas, Mexican witches that transform into owls or eagles, but most recent sightings have been closely resembling large black bats. between 6 and 8 feet tall with a wingspan of about 12 feet. I don't know, maybe those bat bowls were right.
Who knows, honestly?
If they are, if that's what it is, then I will definitely apologize to dude. Maybe I should have read this before I read the other or made the statement
You know
about
what?
the other.
Maybe that's why you give yourself time to do research before videos.
I did do research before the videos. Strickler's feels confident that these are in fact flying humanoids and not gliders or drones or large birds. That the people who have been calling in the reports are sincere. He says that he's not sure what humanoids are or what they want, and it may well be that they are extra dimensional travelers of some type or some sort.
Huh.
And the movie Jeepers Creepers comes to mind on that too.
Yeah.
That was a freaky movie. That one, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
That was scary. Anyhow, says that Strickler himself had seen a flying humanoid 6 times and a Bigfoot once. His first encounter with a flying humanoid was in 1988 at a Boy Scout camp along Conewago Creek near his home in southeastern Pennsylvania. Some of the scouts reported hearing an eerie noise that sounded like a crying baby. It scared them, so Strickler and a band of investigators went into the woods to check it out. In the middle of their second night in the woods, they found the source of the sound. We all had flashlights, he remembers. It shot out of the creek like a rocket. One thing all of us noticed was the bright red eyes. It was 6 foot tall with wings behind its back. It just shot up. As it started flying away, we heard the screaming sounds. It was pretty dramatic, but it wasn't a harbinger thing. I believe that it's something that lives around the creek. Okay, Strickler has a reluctance to ascribe any particular meaning to the flying humanoid phenomenon. And he said that even though the Mothman appearances preceded a bridge collapse that killed 46 people, he says that doesn't prove anything.
Well, how much is that not? Okay.
Listen. It says there's been a stigma attached to these flying humanoids, that they're a harbinger of something bad to come. Then people use it as an excuse for something that happens. I don't really want to predict anything that's going to happen in Chicago. And again, this was 2017, and they said as of yet, nothing bad has really happened. All right. Since 2017, let's look at what has happened to Chicago.
I mean, Chicago, like, literally has always been a shit show of a city. It truly has been.
When you have an ever-increasing number of shootings and homicides in every weekend, I think that's something that has happened.
Yeah. That's what I think.
So sometimes these harbingers, it may be an immediate something, and it may be, hey, watch out, this is coming.
Yeah.
And I think that it was interesting because, and I refuse to get political on this channel other than just alluding to all politicians being questionable. But, you know, the reporter, some of her statements were disparaging towards specific groups, which I found interesting also. And sometimes you get what you deserve.
Very much so.
So, bat beings, flying humanoids. I have seen pictures of the flying humanoids. Anything today can, with the computer programs, anything can be faked. So we don't know that the theme for today is what is truth.
Yeah.
That was how the day started out. And so some of these flying humanoids that have been captured on video or whatever very well could be the real deal. And then again, they may not be. You know, when you live in a world where they could have a computer simulation that looks like a person of great import speak words that are not theirs.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary, and that's a
Right.
thing that just because you can do a thing doesn't mean you should do a thing.
Exactly.
But I thought that the flying humanoid could be extraterrestrials.
Yeah.
It was odd,
You think?
so I included it. I don't know,
just
this
boggles my
Mothman,
mind. Look at how many deer.
the Mothman thing. Yeah, we got, was it 5 right there?
Yeah.
The Mothman thing, because that it is not that far from us, is interesting. So I don't want to see flying humanoids.
I don't want to see flying humanoids either. Well, I do. I think it would be interesting to see.
I don't
In
wanna
all honesty,
see-
I do want to see aliens. I really, truly do.
It depends on what type of alien.
I mean, as long as it's not going to hurt me, I'll be fine. Like, I would like to see any alien whatsoever.
I don't know.
As long as it's not going to hurt me or anyone that I know.
And then I think of that one character from the movie Dune, the Harkonnen, and they called him
that
the
was a
Flying
really good-
Fat Man.
Now, that would be horrifying.
That would be horrifying.
But he also was like a human
Well,
in a fat suit.
He was.
That was like in this weird inflatable suit.
And that they were in this, horrific, futuristic Borg type thing
Yeah.
where the people had the heart plugs, and it's like,
Ew.
yeah. So, yeah, I don't want to see
Spice.
Baron Harkonnen flying around anywhere. So if you have had sightings of flying humanoids, bat creatures, whatever, let me know. If you've had other experiences with paranormal, supernatural, encounters with UFOs, aliens, if you'd like to comment about the, whatever this book is that I put, I think I flung it. The Extraterrestrial Species Almanac, if you have a differing opinion and view of it, let me know.
Yeah.
Cryptids, big feet, Mothmens, bat creatures,
Big feet.
myths, legends, all kinds of things. Send me an email at cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. And let's see if I can change the camera angle just slightly. Yeah, that's our front yard, guys.
That's a
It's
lot of
aliens.
deer. A lot of deer. Let's just hope one of them doesn't stand on its hind legs at all.
And you know what? I actually think of that. When I'm out here and they're out here, I think of that. Thanks.
You're
You
welcome.
Disinformation agent, you. You all have a beautiful, blessed day.
Bye.